Hi, welcome to the World of Bliss. I'm your host, L.A. Welcome back to the World of Bliss. I'm so excited. I'm here in the Sound Kitchen where many famous artists have recorded, and I'm going to sit down with my friend and musician, Rob Massard, and learn all about his journey. All right, I'm LA, and this is my friend, Rob Massard.
Hello.
He is a musician, and he's down from Michigan, and he is recording his EP at the Sound Kitchen, where many, many great artists have recorded. So, Rob, tell us why you wanted to be here in Nashville to record.
Are you kidding me? It's Music City. This is like a dream come true. It was a synchronicity of events. I met LA last year at an event called The Objective, and we also met the producer here who invited me down, Billy Smiley. Long story short, in conversation with him, it turns out he and I graduated from the same high school back in Northville, Michigan. Go figure. Many moons ago and at different times. But so that got a conversation going. Billy was in a band called Whiteheart, and they were pretty successful back in the day, Christian rock and roll. And Billy now is a producer and music engineer and writer, songwriter, etc. Anyways, he invited me down. Took a little bit of planning, and I couldn't be more excited to be here. It's a wonderful environment. It's very rich in history. And it's very supportive. The musicians I've met are very supportive. We had some session musicians play on some of my songs yesterday, and my mind was just blown. It's just unbelievable. So we're really, really super excited that this next EP is going to be something a notch above what I've done in the past.
What I really love about your music is it's so easy to listen to, whether you're like a 5-year-old or you're a senior citizen, a grandmother, a housewife, somebody in their teens. I believe that everyone can kind of get the same feeling from it, and it's just like this easy-go-lucky, like you're in the sunshine and you're just absorbing like your environment and just feeling carefree and just grounded and settled, and just it has such a good feeling behind it. Every song is so easy, and you just want to sway to it, and it doesn't give you anxiety or get your heartbeat going, but it just almost like calms you down and puts you in this nice little great bubble of creativity and sunshine. I love it.
You're killing me with all these compliments. Thank you.
It's so true. When I met you a year ago, when I heard your music, I just absolutely loved it because it's been a long time since I've heard music similar to that, and I just felt like it was very timeless, very psychedelic, and just groovy. It was just like your music is so groovy, and
cool.
I just want to get into a VW bug and just roll down the windows and cruise to Michigan.
Let's go.
And he gave me the privilege and honor to sing some backups on your EP, which has been a lot of fun.
And
getting
she took
me
right
inspired.
to it. She took right to it. Phenomenal.
Thank you. So I had a lot of fun today, and it's getting me back into my groove because I will be back in the studio and writing again later this month. So
yay!
I'm just happy that you're here because you kind of catapulted me back into music, It's been a minute, and I'm ready to get back into it. So thank you for that.
You're most welcome.
So as far as this EP, how would you describe it? As far as like some of the flavors or inspirations behind it?
Whew. So, I haven't revealed the name of it yet. I'm gonna hold that back.
Ooh.
It's a collection, and it's not really a theme by any means. But so for me, music. When I listen to music, I like to take a break from society and the world and whatever, and have it just kind of be in a bubble, like you say, or take a little siesta from the world. I like dreamy music. I like smooth music. I think any kind of sound can be made into music. So by being in Nashville, I've been exposed to other instruments and other palettes of sound that I've never been exposed to. And the quality of session musicians here it's just mind-blowing. So about the music, it's a little bit all over the place, you know. My songs are very reflective in nature, so that you know, it might mean one thing to me when it goes out to the world, but maybe it gets interpreted. Maybe you get to make your own interpretation of what it means to you when it comes back. And if that sounds ambiguous, it kind of is.
I love that about songs. Like, that happens to me. A lot of people will take the lyrics of my song and then they will interpret it as some sort of relationship they've had, when in fact I'm not even singing about a relationship. So it's very interesting, and I like it when people make the song personal to them. And then I also, for me, I like to learn about what inspired the song, but then I also like what I thought of too. So I hold that more personal to me, close to my heart, and then it's very mysterious to learn about how that song actually came to be as well. So I'm a writer, so I love lyrics, and I love reading people's lyrics and like how they made that fit into a song. So I like when people interpret it differently. I'm like, yeah, own it. Own whatever that brings to you.
For me, when I write, it's really different, or maybe it's not. I don't know. I've never been inside another musician's head. It's a potpourri of personal experience, observations, imaginations, putting yourself in places maybe you've never been, and try and paint the picture of what it's like to be there, which hopefully comes out creatively because I've never been there. It's my interpretation of what that place is like, be it a physical place or a place where I want to take you in your mind. That sounds kind of trippy, but that's okay.
Well, your music is a little trippy. That's what I like about it. It's not as crazy as like Willy Wonka, but like, you know what I mean?
It's out there.
It's dreamy. I love it.
It's so. Somewhere along the line, I read something and it really grabbed me, and it said, step outside your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens. And it took me a long time to learn that, and I thought, well, if I'm going to step outside my comfort zone, I don't want to step one step. I'm going way out there.
You're going
so
2
I make
feet.
my living out there. If someone says you're out there, I'm like, yes. I was trying to be out there.
It's a compliment. Yeah.
Just trying to be something different, but really honest. It has to be honest to who I am, and that's okay. If it's honest, then it's probably gonna be good. But well, that's the goal, anyways.
Absolutely. I feel like the more authentic you are, the more special you show the world. That, you know, because you're such an individual, and it's like show your individuality to the world, because it's always going to be with your flavors on it, your touches on it. That's why there is no competition, because no one can be you. It just comes out, you know, from your experiences and your true essence, and And that's how I write. I write from my experiences and my true essence and my flavors and all that. So
Yeah.
you know,
and
you can be inspired by other people, but really just you're the inspiration.
Oh, it's in the mirror. And it's okay to be you. And sometimes it takes a process of unlearning all the things we've learned. You have to be this, you have to be that. If you're a woman, you have to be this, you have to do that. And it's all this process. As you get older, you stop caring about that stuff. And you start unbecoming all those things you weren't meant to be. And like now for me, I feel like I'm just becoming who I was supposed to be. And that's kind of twisted, but I really feel that way.
Oh yeah, it's a journey of the heart and the soul for sure. And that's, you know, how you evolve and your songs evolve. And yeah, it's a beautiful butterfly process.
Yeah.
I do want to touch upon, Rob, that a lot of people stop kind of living their lives, or they think they should at a certain age, and they stop trying to dream and put themselves out there. And I mean, I don't want to bring up your age, but you know,
I'll bring it up.
You're
I'm a senior citizen.
no,
Yikes!
Lord. And so that there's
I'm in the 20% discount bracket.
there you go. That's so much nicer to say.
It's easier on the budget, let me tell
I
you.
get a better discount than you.
That's right. Boom.
And it's so inspiring that you are not letting that stop you from doing anything, including dreaming of a job that is hard to obtain a lot of times. So, can you talk a little bit about that
Sure.
for people who are like canceling themselves after 30?
I've seen it, and yeah, put any age boundary on it, which you should never do at any age, but I've seen people do it, and it's like, oh, I'm retired, I'm done, I've done that. I feel like I'm just getting started. I truly feel that way. This is, and I did lose count, my 7th or 8th EP. I really started in earnest back in 2016, and I feel like for the first time I'm just hitting my stride. The more you learn about music and writing, the more you realize you don't know. And so I have this bigger hunger to learn more and get it out there, because I can look at the wall and get inspired by something that's like, oh, there's a song in there. I see a little cliche or something written, and I can interpret it differently, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's a piece of a song in there. So Willie Nelson is in his 90s, or he's just turned 90, and he's still going strong. So if he can do it, why can't I do it? You know, why not me? And why not you? No boundaries. The only boundaries are those we place on ourselves. So
Yeah, our limitations.
do it.
Sure.
If you feel it, do it. It's never too late. Take piano lessons, take guitar lessons, do poetry, take up painting, do something and sink your teeth into it.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
You should never stop creating, because I feel like when you stop creating, that's death to me. To me, that's death. It's like, oh, not creating something. Even if it's just like coloring, that's creating, like something beautiful. And I agree with you that you should never put limitations on yourself, and don't listen to anyone else when it comes to that. Music is an education that is ongoing. I feel like you're never going to know it all. And there's always different areas and different people who are going to bring up something different for you to learn. And so I feel like it's just one of those things that is just ever evolving and changing. And there's no way that you're gonna know everything. And when you think you know everything,
it's over.
There's still more to learn.
Yeah. Well, the guys that think they know it all, and gladly, I don't know too many of those anymore. When I was young, I knew it all. Now, the more you learn, the more I realize I don't know anything.
It's funny that way. Like when you're in your 20s, you're like, I know everything. And then when you hit 30, you're like, I don't know anything. And then and so you should build on that. You don't know everything, and you don't know much, and that you should just go out there and explore and really try to find out what you don't know. And like you said earlier to me, you like to live outside of the comfort zone and just go 2 feet out. And it's scary, but it's so much better if you do that, because then you get the confidence to do it again and again and again. And so I feel like that's where I'm at as well. Like I was kind of a smarter kid. I just never listened to anybody, and my mom knew that, and she hated that, but then she admired that at the same time. So I just knew what I wanted to do with my life, and yeah, I picked like the 3 hardest careers possible. I didn't make it easy on myself.
And that's okay.
I mean, sometimes I'm like, couldn't I have just been a housewife?
Right.
But then I would have missed so many cool experiences, and I wouldn't have been able to create. Not saying that a housewife can't create, but I'm saying that I needed to get out there and explore this creativity that was just inside of me. And
it's
I
hard.
I don't think I'm ever gonna stop creating. I just think that's what gets me up in the morning. Really, that's like my coffee.
That's putting your fingerprint on the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Creating something that wasn't there before you and would never have been there if you weren't there. So, wow, you know, whatever it is, art, music. Put your fingerprint out there, and maybe, just maybe, so in a microcosm, maybe it'll make a difference in one person's life. And you know what? That alone is good enough. And if it makes a difference in your life, of course, that's good enough in itself.
Yeah.
But what if it snowballed and made a difference in many people's lives? And wow, that's the magic of creating anything.
Or it's just like a stress reliever too. Like,
oh, for sure.
For example, we were talking about, you know, being on the highway and stressed out like other people. And, you know, I've learned that you take that energy and you channel it into something creative, and that is the best outlet, because you're transmuting it from one thing to another, something destructive to something constructive and beautiful. So, you know, that's why sometimes when people get pissed off, they write the best songs.
Sure. Anything that strikes an emotional chord,
yeah.
you want to latch onto that, whatever that emotion is, because then the goal is to feel that and to get that feeling out in some kind of creative way where you don't have to say what it is, but everyone already knows. That's what grunge was. People were pissed off,
yeah.
You know, and it came out in music, and some of the best music. Go back to the late 60s and 70s, and we had the Vietnam War, and we're kind of right back to where we were in this explosion of music, because people had to express this frustration somehow. And the artists that came out, Andy Warhol and all this great stuff, take me back. But
I feel like your music has its place, even though there's no like angst to it. I feel like your music is the happy balance of it all. So like, you know, go through the anger and then come over here with Rob Massard and like feel good.
Wow, that's an enormous compliment.
Yeah, it's like sunshines and roses wherever you're at in your little strumming of your guitar. I love it. So you guys, I really hope you like this interview. We're gonna put Rob's socials and everything down below, and hopefully you check out his music. If you're into groovy stuff, you're gonna love it. So,
give it a go if you would.
Yes.
You can always say you don't like it. That wouldn't hurt my feelings. But if you give it a try, you know, why not, right?
Exactly.
It might be a nugget in there for you.
Absolutely, Rob. Thank you so much. And thank you for all of you for sitting through this interview, and we will see you on the next show.
All right. Thank you, l.a.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
I'm coming back for you. And now back to our sponsors. Oh wait, we don't have sponsors. But you can be one. Just look down below for the links on how you can sponsor.